Do you guys remember that funk rock track that I was working on? Well, in this video, we're going to look at Aiode. Let's open Aiode here. I already have it, but let's click try. Continue with Google. All right, so we are logged into Aiode, and here are all the songs. We can create a new song. We can import music, use one of their demo songs, start from scratch, or sample remaker. So we're gonna actually import a track, and remember that E minor track, E minor funk rock track. Well, that's what we're gonna try to sweeten this time. So this moment, or in this session, we're actually going to try to sweeten what we have already. And then later, we're going to try to recreate certain elements or create drums that I can use instead of my drums. So let's go layer. Let's see if we can create like an orchestral layer. So the way this also works with the credits, or they call it muses. Aiode is also context generation based, so you have to have context, and you highlight an area and then you generate. And it's also ethically trained, and ethically trained in this case means they hired musicians, a bunch of musicians, and they used their sound, their technical abilities, their knowledge to train the model on. So we have to always highlight a certain section, and that's not always an unlimited section. Let's see if we can turn this into a cinematic song. So let's add this cinematic layer, and let's go to, I don't know how long we can generate, but let's see if we can generate 32 bars. Can we generate more actually? Okay, this was the length. So let's generate 48 bars. And so on your left, we will have our model library. Here's the kind of like the DAW. There's the time signature, tempo, their mixer. We can hide certain elements. There's a desktop app. Here's the muses support. Learning part is coming soon. It would be very interesting to see what this can do. And then takes, and then we can download here, export, and project settings. We can drag and drop things. Okay, so now we can generate, and this is generating now a layer. So there are musician models, like here's the Eldar, who's a drummer, then Lior, bassist, trumpet player, Ido, beat maker, pianist, synth bass, and producer, and then we have a guitarist. What should we add? And there also, you could sign up as a session musician to train their algorithm, or train their model, which is interesting. And then there are layers here. There's electric layer, acoustic layer, orchestral layer, rhythmic layer, and then this final touch, whatever that means. Interesting. So we didn't get a lot of stuff in the beginning, but we got stuff here. Interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna have to delete this because I'm not a fan. Okay, so let's generate stuff for this. Okay, so we want something here. the big parts. So let's see if we can get an orchestral layer there. Interesting. Domain, genre, main instrument. So let's check out this orchestral thing. Strings, windwoods, horns, percussion, mallets, harp, choir, film score, dramatic. Okay, interesting. Remove. Add to composition. Okay. Not a fan of that section, so we're gonna have to redo that over here. But that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Okay, we're gonna wanna do that again. This here. Not very good. Interesting. Gotta have to redo that. I wish there was more things that I can change. So, like, tell it what specific instrument in the orchestra I can add to it. I mean, this says strings, windwoods, horns, percussion, mallet. Yeah, but I don't get to decide, or at least I don't know where if I could. There's no prompting place, so it's kind of like generating what feels right for it in the context. Okay, I can live with that for now. But as you guys can see, it's a generate, generate, regenerate type of thing. So let's go to the next big section. Okay, let's go there. Okay, let's see. It also will be interesting if I use my audio and at the end I just end up using whatever it generated to see what mine what using mine as a reference generates, if that makes sense for you guys. Rhythmic layer. I'm really curious about some of these. Let's check out what this created. Okay, it's not good. And we gotta have to redo that over here. Let's check out this groove. I'm curious what it's gonna do. Pretty sure this has to be done before we start generating this next segment. Okay, we got this. Actually, I think what I can try now is generate a new take. Yeah, and then we can go between take one and take two. Okay, let's do take two, I guess. So, what is this groove? Let's check it out. So, drum machine, drum kit, percussion, rhythm beats, percussion layering. So, yeah, I do hear some percussion in it. Purpose to establish a rhythm foundation in any song. It provides the tools to create full drums and percussion tracks. Yeah, but how do I tell it what to add? It it's used for beat programming, creating genre-specific rhythms, and layering diverse percussive elements. Yeah, but can I tell what I want it to do? That's the real question. Oh, what happened here? Interesting. That's not a bad percussion. Interesting. Kind of more kind of like uh, electronic music. That part is what gets me. I do not like that part. It could just keep going with the chord progression, honestly. Mm. So, pixel electronic layer, what does this do? Synth beats pads, but how can I tell it that I want synths? Like, that's my main question. Like, what if I want pads and no leads? Hmm. Might have to use this. I would love to know how can I remake something and be a bit more specific of what I want it to create. That's that's my issue. Let's add this pixel layer. It would be cool if it would create some cool like pads and stuff. Pads. Like I can't tell it what I want it to do. Which is where it is musicians are a little bit more interesting because I can tell what I want it to do more so. Oh, interesting. I can listen to this guy. Is this guy a real person? Le- Leor Ozeri. Leor Ozeri. Leor Ozeri. Oh, what? That guy's a real bassist. That's crazy. Wow. I thought these were made up names. That's crazy. I thought these were made up names. Wow. Okay, so these are more instrument layers and these are musicians. I could have swear to God that this guy looked like somebody I knew, but I guess it's not him. Interesting. Psychedelic fusion. Wow, that's kind of neat. I didn't know. You can hear their music on their site here. Interesting. Huh. So it's kind of like you're hiring them, but you're hiring their AI clone. That's neat. So let's see what this. Let's add this here too. Let's go. Hmm. Let's try this. I'm very curious what this will do. So this is like, it's called the quality. No, this is called the final touch quality layer. Sub. Should it should be something cinematic. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what it did here. And let's create that final touch, I guess. Well, let's see what this did here. Yeah, I don't want to use that there. I just don't like that there. Okay, so we got this final touch. Now, that is what I wanted from Moises. Like, this is actually pretty decent. I actually like that. That actually sounds decent. That actually sounds usable. So, let me add this over here. But, I mean, I had no idea it was going to do percussion. That's what's crazy. Like, how do I know it's going to add percussion or sub bass or sound design or electric or whatever? Like, I want to be able to kind of decide what I want it to do and not it decide it for me. Otherwise, it's not really that much of a collaboration, isn't it? But this track is actually pretty useful. Yeah. I don't dislike it, though there was one note there that I didn't like. How would it know what I want though? That's what that's what kind of gets me, because I'm just highlighting here and generate. I can't type in like high energy percussion, high energy shaker, whatever. Though this shaker is not bad, could be useful. Now, would it do the same thing if I create another layer of it? I don't know. So we have a pixel, we have a groove. Let's add this folk thing. What is this? Warm, natural, guitars, mallet, woodwinds, sorry, folk acoustic, world. So yeah, these are like the main aspects of this instrument, but okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, but how? Like I wanna know. What was that? That's interesting, but I don't know. Okay, so let's add that folk right here. So far, I've been messing around with. Uh-oh, what was that? Oh, jeez. I hit that. Oh, y'all, that was crazy. I accidentally hit that delete button. Oh no, that was the only part I liked. That's terrible. I have to redo it. Oh my. That was an accident. Oh, that's crazy. Let's see what this folk thing did though. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh gosh, that was not cool. At least I can. That's kind of cool. Okay, I option dragged it. At least I could copy it there. That's not bad. Okay, that's pretty interesting, I must say. That's pretty interesting. Okay, let's get some folk over there. Now, if I create another folk track, would this create different instruments? That's a question mark. Um, did I have a... Okay, so we created a final touch. We have a pixel. We have a groove and a cinematic. So 1, 2, yeah, we have one of each. Okay, interesting. It even says it right there. One in the project. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's add Eldar Mochi. Okay, so here's a drummer. Okay, interesting. So here you can learn a little bit about him. Hip hop, punk, hardcore. Okay. Interesting. That's cool. It sounds good. Okay, let's add this. Okay, so actually, let's see what we get if we create just a section with him. Okay, now we get a little bit more change. So we come here, sticks, brushes, mullets, no damped. High tuning, low tuning, kit mods. I don't know what that is. Okay, we want... Okay, close mic, live room. Okay, so now we were able to change some elements. Complexity. Let's keep it here. Dynamics, fills. Okay, so we were able to change some of these things. I think this might fit. Now, I don't know solo rhythm. So this, I don't know what it does. That's the honest truth. Rhythm, ambience, solo, free. No idea. I'm going to go to rhythm. Okay. Now we're getting drums here by Eldar Moshi. Interesting. Organ will be so cool here. So let's check out this guy. He's a piano player. R&B, indie, jazz, fusion. He's a fusion guy. Nice. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, we got the drums here. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, it's pretty interesting. I want... What would we get if we do solo? And I'm gonna just go with close miking. I don't know what this kit mod does. That's the issue. Okay. Close mics. Solo? I don't know what that would do. That's pretty interesting. Okay. I feel like this could give me better drum results than the previous two. And at least I'm not getting stuff that I'm not expecting in it, though I can't tell what am I gonna get in it. So like those layers, even though it says what it could do, I'm not in charge of what I want from it, if that makes sense. Takes ready. Okay, so we got a second take, it looks like. Did I have a second take? Or not? Oh, looks like I have to use the rhythm. Oh, drag regions. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Let's see what we got. So this is take two. I don't know. Let's try a different thing. Let's add him another time. And then let's try free. Get mods. I don't know. Okay, we're going to keep all that. Even percussion. And I want a closed mic'd sound. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what free gives us. I'm very curious what difference we're gonna get. I mean, I'd love like a big rock funk sound, you know. And one thing that I would love is it improving what I have done, what I had done. So, like, if it takes contextually what I had done and does something similar, that would be something that I would definitely use. But I feel like all these times where you have to wait, it could be creatively blocking sometimes. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Okay, here we got it. Interesting. Interesting. It has kind of a folkish, folk rockish kind of vibe at this moment. So honestly, let's see what we get if we do this. Like, I wish I could get more energy out of it. However, I know I could probably put some distortion and things like that on it, but it's a neat thing. So one thing I would be curious about is if I had the bassist and the guitarist, what's my instrumental gonna sound like then? Because all of that is gonna be based on mine. So interesting. I also want to recreate this here. And I know this was the rhythm. I went to rhythm, yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. That's the free. Now I'm gonna go to rhythm. So let's see what that does. Although I am starting it at a ah. Okay, let's do that there. Interesting. I want to see what kind of saxophones. Saxophones. I want to see what kind of trumpets that. I want to see what kind of trumpets this would create me. Because I am hearing horns in it. I had horns in it. And this would be interesting to hear. Let's see what drums this creates. I don't know what the solo rhythm and things like that will give us. Let's actually try it. And just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to do. So I had free rhythm, and I'm going to have ambient here. And like I said, I don't want any of that. I can keep that. Maybe we try dirty, but okay. Let's create that. So now we're seeing what ambience gives us. Yeah, it's interesting. I would love to. Maybe I should have checked out their guide first. So to me, this is about the discovery of this. So I might do another video where I'm like, oh, this is what this does. So if down the line you see a video of me with like, if I had read this, it would have been much better. But now we're in discovery mode. Oh, let's see this ambiance. It's a similar idea. I wish it was not that. Okay, let's check out the trumpets, honestly. Okay, so here we have rhythm, harmony, melody, solo. Okay, let's do melody. And let's see what this does, honestly. I'm just curious. So there's a lot of like exploration you can do with this. And if you're interested in this, I would just recommend dive in. Take a week on just diving into this. I wish I could move around the tracks. interesting. Okay, let's try a different function. Let's do harmony, and let's try that. And then here, we're going to try something even different. We're going to try solo. Whenever it allows us to. Again, so the thing that I'm seeing here is I'm just generating. I'm not playing an instrument. I'm not working on a skill that I have as a producer. I'm not like playing the keyboard. I'm not learning how to use my virtual instruments. I'm really just clicking buttons here. And that has a lot of question that comes up to me in this case. Let's hear what this did. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I'll tell you that though. I'll give you that it is interesting. So with this, I want to try ambiance. So we have harmony, melody, solo, ambiance. At least it says what they are. So I'm kind of glad that it says it. And the cool thing is, I guess I could copy and paste these in Logic whenever I put all these things together in Logic. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend not to rely on these tools because you can easily forget certain things. Not forget necessarily, but get out of practice, out of shape, you know. Let's see what this solo did. Interesting. Okay, so that's a solo, obviously, like what it says. It'll just solo over it. So why don't I put a solo here? Solo. Let's see. Flugelhorn. We want short, expressive, space. Okay, these are the parameters that I gave it. Okay, so here's the ambiance. Can't do it yet. Just thinking it gets all the context that it has and tries to generate a solo over it. We're just in an E minor, so it's an easy peasy thing. Though for a trumpet player, it's an F sharp. Hope I'm right. Let's check out that ambiance. Okay, let's check out that solo in the beginning. Interesting. Critical. Pretty interesting. Okay, so let's add a bassist. Oh, I can't add more? Come on. Okay, apparently I reached my limits here. Why, though? Okay, so that's the limit. Let's export this. All stems, all takes, all stems. Processing the download. The download will start soon. Okay. So it's processing everything. Now, one thing I wanted to do is to create a bass track and a drum track, kind of like a basis for the track. If I were to, like, redo the whole thing and just record guitars. Because it's downloading a bunch of stuff. Interesting. So I guess I have to do that in a separate track. How many more tracks am I getting? Okay. They're all around the same megabytes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, looks like this is all it. So let's highlight this and then let's bring it here. Aiode 10 tracks. Okay. Let's get rid of this. We need space, y'all. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Import a song. Let's go back. And I just want drums and bass. So fairly simple. All right, so let's upload the guitar track into Aiode, and that's the same rock funk track in E minor 105 as what you guys have been seeing for a while now. So let's go to Logic Stems and Guitars, and that's it. We're dropping it, and then let's tell it that it's 105. And there it is, create project. Okay, so, okay. Okay, let's create a bassist. And let's create a drummer. So now I would say, let's do this. Okay. I want some nice high energy drums. That's what I would be looking for. And okay, we can do this. In Q. Okay, analyzing. Okay, cool. And by the way, I know there's like a note there that's a bit out of it's a bit out of key or out of tune. A bit out of tune. Okay. Okay, let's create that bass over here. Ambient, solo, melodic. What does free do? I don't know. We can have these two. I don't want slap. No pick. Finger and mute will be fine. Okay, I think I'm good with these. Okay, let's generate it. Let's go. So far, it's pretty fast. But usually anything like generation based, it can be a bit time consuming. And like I've been saying, every time I'm generating stuff, I'm not playing anything actively, so that's one thing to think about. It's kind of replacing me playing the drums, me playing the bass. Let's see what this did. That's pretty interesting, though I must say. Okay, let's create this. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. So basically, I'm just creating a bass and a drum track. And then I'm gonna probably create maybe a keyboard player, piano player. And let's see. Interesting. Okay, so we have a drummer. Interesting. Let's do the same thing here with the piano player. Okay, electric piano. We can deduce to. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So like that here, we have a little bit more control, but don't really know what that entails, like I said before. So I'm going for, I want at least a bassist, drummer, and a pianist. And the rest is kind of extra. And I'm very curious to see how I can combine all of these things into one song. Vocal would be really cool to try. Like if I had a studio, that would be really interesting. I thought I said I wanted an electric piano. So that's kind of interesting. That's not an electric piano. Okay, same with the electronic layer. Let's generate that. Okay, so you generated drums now. Interesting. Hmm. I don't know where this got the idea from. So that's Pixel right there. Like, what if I wanted synths? That's my question. Synths and lab and synths and pads. Interesting. Okay, let's generate these folky stuff. Okay, let's check out this. Interesting. Okay, now let's do this groove layer here. And then we're going to do this cinematic layer at the end. 3,000, whatever this is. I mean, 300. The 300 muses does seem like a lot. Like, honestly, I feel like I've been regenerating, and I'm like, so much. I feel like that is a lot. That could be a lot within a month, you know? Okay, we got it already. Let's see. Okay, so it did drums again. Okay, it's interesting. I like some of the like percussion stuff. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay, let's do cinematic layers for the second half. Let's see what it does. And I'd love the cinematic layer for that big section. So it looks like we can only have 10 tracks generated by Aiode AI, or however you call it. I'm gonna add one final touch. What other musicians should I try? Maybe this guitarist. Let's see. And after this, I'm gonna have to call it. Okay, we got orchestra. Okay, let's see. Oof. No. Okay, let's go back here, but not a fan so far. Some are not bad, but that's not the chords that I would play. Okay, let's check out this final touches. Could be useful. Let's see what we get for guitars here. Free, ambient, solo, melody. Let's try that. Strumming free. Okay, let's see what it would do. Hold on. I've got some things here changing. Okay. So, yeah, let's try these. Whatever this does, I'm curious. So, let's do it for this section. Free, maybe with free, we're giving like a free range for it to do whatever it wants to do. Thinking. Yeah, you better think, buddy. Edon. Rock, pop, funk, guitarist, punk style. Okay, interesting. So that's him, Edon. 147 monthly listeners. Okay, we don't want to play that. Okay, let's check out what we did. so it's not really reiterating the ideas that I had in there. Some of it was not bad, but so I feel like I have less of my ideas in there than honestly in Suno. I know a lot of people are not most fan of Suno. However, I feel like I hear my ideas more in Suno. So that's kind of like my initial thought right now. But I'm going to connect this and then just export these, and in another video, I want to actually bring everything together, have one session for the original session, one session for Suno, one session for Aiode, one session for Moises, and then one session where I take all the best of my best. So I probably want to take my originals and then pick and choose what I like from each one of these tools and go from there. Honestly, I feel this is a big experiment, and if you're watching this, congratulations, because it ain't short. Okay, I'm getting a little bored here, if I'm honest with you. So let's export these and all stems. Okay, mixed master. I don't want that mixed master. I mean, we ain't. I didn't mix it. All stems. Okay, so we're downloading the stems, and like I said before, I'm gonna put this into a different session and kind of explore a little bit there. We're expecting about 9 tracks. Yeah, 9. Yeah, 9, 10, including the original track. So let me go back here. All right, so like I said before, I'm going to take all these exported stems and create a logic file for each one of these tools. So one for Suno, one for Moises, one for Aiode. I'm gonna pick and choose my favorites and create one master session with all my original files and all the sweetener tracks or things that I think can help with the track. And I'm going to do a video for you guys that kind of summarizes what my plan was, what my workflow was, what my goal was, and what my experience was, and how useful I think. So, see you guys in the next video, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. So, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.